What if I told you there's a retail company generating $3.5 billion in annual sales that closes all of its stores on the busiest shopping day of the year, and it pays its 15,000 employees to go hiking instead? Meet REI, the outdoor gear company that's been doing business completely backwards for 87 years, and it's working. Most retailers are obsessed with maximizing profits for shareholders, but REI, their customers are the shareholders. Today, we're diving into how a simple problem with ice axes in 1938 created one of the most unique retail success stories in all of America, and why their cooperative business model might just be the future of conscious capitalism. 1935 Seattle. Lloyd Anderson is a 34-year-old electrical engineer who loves climbing mountains. But there's a problem. He can't find a decent ice axe anywhere in America. The local outdoor stores are selling cheap knockoffs for $7, while real wages were only 50 cents an hour. So Lloyd and his schoolteacher wife Mary used German translation skills to order quality ice axes directly from Austria for just $3.50. Word spread among their climbing buddies at the Mountaineers Club, and suddenly everyone wanted in on these Austrian ice axes. June 23, 1938, with help from a lawyer friend, Lloyd, Mary, and 21 climbing buddies each paid $1, just $1, for a lifetime membership in something called Recreational Equipment Cooperative. Lloyd got membership card number 1 and Mary number 2. Their mission was really simple, just to pool their money together to get great outdoor climbing equipment at reasonable prices. And they started with just one shelf at a grocery store in the famous Pike Place Market. For decades, Lloyd and Mary ran the entire operation out of their West Seattle home. The attic, the kitchen, dining room, all packed with tents and climbing gear. That $1 co-op with 23 members just hit $3.5 billion in annual revenue and 25 million members. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is a co-op? Most companies are owned by shareholders who buy stock and want maximum profits. But REI is a consumer cooperative, which means the customers are the owners. When you pay that $30 lifetime membership fee, you're not just getting discounts, you're literally becoming a part owner alongside 25 million other people. Instead of profits going to distant Wall Street investors, they come back to you as that famous 10% annual reward. REI isn't the only co-op you know. Ever heard of Ocean Spray Cranberries? That's owned by cranberry farmers. Credit Union, those are financial co-ops owned by members. Land O'Lakes Butter, Dairy Farmer Co-op. The difference is REI is the largest and most visible consumer co-op in America. Here's where REI gets really weird. In 2015, they did something no other large retailer had ever done. They closed every single store on Black Friday, the busiest shopping day of the year. Not just closed, they paid every single employee to go outside instead of working the biggest sales day of the year. Think about that. While Target and Walmart are fighting over every dollar, REI literally chose employee happiness over profits. They called it Opt Outside, and it started a movement. Other companies followed suit. Millions of people started hiking instead of shopping. Every Black Friday forever, 15,000 employees get paid to be outside in nature instead of in the store. That's putting values before profit. But the co-op model goes even deeper. Remember how we said normal companies give profits back to shareholders? REI gives them back to members. Every March, members get about 10% back on everything they bought the previous year. In 2024, that was $282 million given back to the co-op community. That's like getting a dividend check from a company you shop at. Kind of wild, right? REI also became the first major US retailer to achieve zero waste, diverting 90% of waste from landfills. Their resupply program lets you trade in used gear for credit, then sells it for 30 to 60% off new prices. They've powered their operations with 100% renewable electricity since 2013. Why do they care so much about the environment? Because their member owners love to be outside and enjoying nature, and they want to protect it at all costs. So let's talk some numbers here. 193 stores across 41 states, 25 million lifetime members, $3.5 billion in revenue, 80% of their sales come from members, showing incredible loyalty. They're ranked number 19 in global top 100 brands, ahead of most traditional retailers. But it hasn't been all smooth hiking. The last few years have been really rough for REI. They lost $165 million in 2022 as outdoor gear sales crashed after the pandemic boom. They've laid off over 900 employees since 2023, including shutting down their entire REI Experience division in January 2025. It turns out that being values-driven doesn't make you immune from economic reality. Online shopping competition, changing shopping habits, and economic pressures have forced some hard decisions. There's also some real tension brewing with employees today. 6 REI stores have unionized since 2022, with workers claiming the company isn't living up to its cooperative values when it comes to worker treatment. It's a fascinating contradiction. A member-owned co-op facing worker organizing because employees want more say in how things run. So why does REI's story even matter? Because it proves there's another way to do capitalism. For 87 years, they've shown you can be wildly successful by putting purpose with profit. Think about it. They close on the busiest shopping day of the year, give away hundreds of millions of member rewards, lead on environmental issues, but still built a multi-billion-dollar business that challenges everything we assume about how companies operate successfully. REI has inspired millions to get outside, influenced other companies to rethink Black Friday, and proved that democratic ownership can work at massive scale. In a world where corporate consolidation seems unstoppable, they're showing that businesses can be owned and operated by the very communities they serve. REI started because two people wanted better ice axes in the 1930s. And they've shown over the years that business can be done differently and be successful, where customers can be owners, where values can drive profits, where we can close the store on the busiest shopping day of the year and pay everyone to go hiking that we employ. Now, whether or not they can navigate the current challenges they face, that'll be the real test of whether or not cooperative capitalism can be successful in the modern day economy. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I'm Jared Schilling with The Business Technician, signing off till next time.